in the multiverse. It is episode 370.
Nice.
I am your host, Nilo, and this is your host, Nigel. We will be exploring current events through an Afro-Canadian lens. In shoutouts, we catch up with the community, creating a space for connection. The scroll dives into social media, current events, and celebrity news, always actual but not always factual. On the screen shares our latest watch list, while in our ears explores the sounds shaping our world. The podcast culminates in an uplifting message called The Word, which we hope to leave you empowered. Thanks for tuning in for insightful analysis and a vibrant perspective on the Black experience in today's world.
Fantastic.
Fantastic. Okay, we're gonna move right along into the shout outs portion of the show. Who you got?
Oh, shout out 100% to Mama Zita, who's always watching, always supporting the Black Multiverse Theory podcast. Shout outs to Arlo Maverick. Wonderful friend and person that is huge in the city. Just a great guy.
Great guy.
Shout out to him and his partner. And just them working through the community and trying to help as many people as they can. Shout out, of course, to the Williams clan. So it's all 4 of my children. That is my 2 boys and my 2 girls. I love them very much. And they are just hilarious and funny and smart. And shout out to them. How about yourself?
I want to give a super duper big shout out to Ted Leslie from Brothers Cuts in Calgary for allowing me to come cut from his store. It was really, it was good. It was eye-opening. It was a lot of fun. How do you call that? Hospitality. The hospitality was amazing. They had a fridge full of drinks, and they had it was the first time I had a choice of diet sodas. They had 7-Up, they had diet iced tea, they had there's a bunch of diet sodas I didn't even know had diet sodas. So
nice.
Yeah, hospitality was amazing. Thank you so much. Calgary, we did not get to everybody this time, but we are quickly coming up with a date. So by the end of this week, we'll have another Calgary date for you. And we'll be in your area, doing the things. So big shout out to you. Big shout out to our usuals. Big shout out to Bill from Standing Bear, who definitely tunes in regularly. Also Ina and Karma, who puts me on to go to sleep. But Karma, I got something for you coming right up that will help you go to sleep to the sounds of my voice. And then also I want to give a big shout out to Uncle Mario. I hope you're still watching. And I miss you guys. And that's what I have for now.
Great. All right. Well, we are on to the part of the show that we affectionately try to call
the... How do you know how long it is?
Scroll. You have a meter there. Should tell you.
A little bit. We didn't put this in the scroll topics, but we always start with local scroll. And this weekend, we found ourselves at the Calgary Folk Fest on different ends of the Calgary Folk Fest. Nilo there as a fan, Nigel there as an artist. So we're going to talk about both of our experiences. It was definitely my first folk fest. Calgary Folk Fest bigger than Edmonton's. I think Edmonton only has one stage, but I've never been to Edmonton's Folk Fest in reality.
Apparently they have multiple stages in Edmonton.
They also have multiple stages. Wow. Little did I know. So the thing that's really cool about the Calgary Folk Fest is that it takes place on a little island amidst the trees. So it's pretty cool. It's a cool little park that you can walk around. And In terms of the visitor experience, they thought of what I feel like is everything. They had, I feel like I would have liked to see. Yeah, I guess it was okay. I felt like there could have been a certain je ne sais quoi from the vendors themselves that I felt like they were maybe a bit monochromatic. The product vendors, and I guess in a sense the food too. There was a curry place, but in any case, so that's one thing that I can say. But all in all, it was like they thought of everything. They had like a safe cannabis consumption zone. They had how many stages? Six.
Six.
They had 6 stages, and they were very controlled in security. So if you were not an artist and you were not a volunteer, there were really specific places that you absolutely could not get there. So that's also good for the security of the people performing.
100%.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, I came at it on an artist perspective. So Arlo Maverick was invited. I am on um, Arlo's last album and the album before that. I have a feature on both of the albums. And this time I did a song called NOV, Nothing of Value. And Arlo allowed me to follow him around basically over to the Calgary Folk Fest, which by the way was amazing. It was the first time I ever was treated like an artist. So when I got to the hotel, it wasn't a huge deal. I just gave my name. They had my name on file. They gave me my hotel card. It was at the Marriott. The suite was nice. It was
Was it
beautiful.
the
It smelled great. It was the Bonvoy Marriott. So, um, and it was great. And then I thought it was at the West Inn. Um, but when you go inside, when you type in the West Inn, it says West Inn on the side of the building. But when you go inside, the whole thing says Marriott. So, so once I figured out it was the Marriott, I was like, oh, okay.
Marriott has a high.
Rating.
Yeah, I've
Quality.
never had a bad time at a Marriott hotel in my life.
Yeah, it was fantastic. So I
Amazing.
stayed there, shared a room with Rohan, aka Sonny
DJ
Grimes.
Sonny Sonny Sonny
DJ
Grimes.
Sonny Grimes, which is on the radio too. He has his own radio show here in the city. Had a great time. By the way, Sonny, if you did not know this, you do snore a little bit. I know people have told you don't, but you do, and it's great. We both snore, so it was
Okay.
fine. It was wonderful.
Bringing self awareness to the people.
It was just joking.
Sounds good.
But it was really good. And then they had a liaison for us. They had an artist package. You went,
So dope.
you got like a program to see where you were, where the stages were. You got a pass that got you food and got you into different places, especially backstage. And then you had also a keep in your pocket kind of pass that had a map of where everything was. Um, so I was on cloud nine. They had a shuttle that took you from the hotel to the park, and then once you're in the park, they had golf carts and drivers that took you to your stage or any stage you wanted to go to, and they would just drop you off backstage, and you got to see whatever artist was up and close and personal. I got to see worship artists and country slash soul slash neo soul artists slash whatever artist, Leon Timbo, which I'm a huge fan of,
Yay.
and
That's
he,
dope.
he was great. He was 100% awesome. I was looking at him. I was eating, and I looked at the back of his head, and I was like, I think that's Tumbo. What's his name again? And when I looked again, he had gotten up and he was leaving, but on his way out, he decided to come to my table and talk to me. And he came and he knelt down. He goes, "Hi, my name's Leon Timbo." And I
Oh,
said,
wow. Out of the blue like that?
just out of the blue, he just turned around
Oh,
and
wow.
came straight to me and said, "Hi, my name is Leon Timbo. Hey,
Okay.
brother." And I was like, "I'm a huge fan of yours." He goes, "What, me?" I said, "Yeah, you're more real than the wind in my
And then you
life."
sang to
And then I
him.
sang, and he was like, "He's like, you do know I said, man, I've been singing that for years now. And he's like, he really was like in awe that I knew him. And I was
Oh,
in awe that he even came over.
that's amazing.
So he went to one stage, I went to another stage, and then throughout the course of the weekend, we kind of visited each other's stages whenever we were on stage. And in the end, I got his phone number for us to kind of talk. And when everything kind of dies down a bit,
Build. They call that build in New York.
yes, to build.
Yeah.
And it was great. I do have to tell you, the artist food in the back was okay,
Okay.
but I would give it a solid 6 out of 10.
Artist food, 6 out of 10.
The food trucks were like a 2 out of 10. It was
Woof.
the lowest. Like,
Okay.
food in Calgary this time was
Actually, unless we specifically go seek out food, we typically don't have a great time. However, I don't remember the name of the restaurant, but the Mexican restaurant directly to the right of Brothers Cuts, superior. 10 out of 10, absolutely.
wow.
Yeah.
They had 3 hot dog food trucks
Yeah.
at the festival.
I don't know if
They
you
did the
need
hot dog.
3, right?
And each one of them had
It's worse.
different variants of hot dogs.
Yeah.
And it was like, okay. And then they had a burger. So I'm like, yo, let me get a burger from one of these hot dogs. It was dry.
That's crazy,
It
though.
immediately sucked
That's
up the water in my mouth.
Who
And I
does
was
that? It's like going to Earl's and getting the poke bowl.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
It was
Like,
wild.
bro, get the hot dog. Get the regular hot dog.
And then the creme de la resistance.
Creme de la, the creme de la resistance.
De la resistance.
Not the pièce de résistance,
No.
but the creme
creme.
de la resistance.
Yes.
Okay.
That was the cream of
The original Roots crew.
Roots was there.
Yeah.
They performed a 2-hour show.
Straight through.
Non-stop.
Non-stop.
No talking.
Didn't even say hi.
None of those things. He came, he didn't say,
Didn't
what's
say
up, Lemon?
hi.
He didn't say nothing like that. He came out.
I have to say, even
fine.
though I was on the fan side of things, I did line up nice and early, and I got to see. Now, listen, you guys, I'm going to need you to do a little bit of research. The band that opened for the Roots, I think they're called BU.
They're called BIM. BIM.
They're called BIM?
Yeah, they're called BIM. I looked them up.
Oh. Yeah, I met the guy too.
You introduced me to the guy.
Yeah.
So
At any case.
Then I looked them up in my folder. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, check them out. They're Afro psychedelic. I came there nice and early, lined up for the original Roots crew. There were all kind of folks just vibing out to their music. It's really cool the way that they create electronic music just with their hands and mouths, literally. It's actually absolutely phenomenal. And it's such a show. And it's the only people who could have ever possibly opened up for the Roots in terms of like energy. They brought it up, and then the Roots kept it up the whole time.
Yeah, they did an EDM set without the electronics, so it's just a DM set.
It's analog DM.
It's analog.
I think D is what's D for? Dance. It's analog dance music, actually. It's ADM.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Which I'm into. I'm into a new category called ADM. I mess with it because they were really absolutely spectacular. The energy was crazy, and there was a lot of white folks like tweaking, but they were there for them for sure.
I must say this is my first. I'm not sure if I could say that, but it's one of the first festival concerts of that scale that I've been to, and it was great. I was first as an artist, I got to go backstage, but going into the front to see the Roots,
Yeah.
I was in the front over to the side. I probably was about 10 feet away from the stage.
Yeah.
Like a barricade. My liaison was at the back and was like, the people that were there helping was like, yo, what are you doing over there? And called me over. First, I was on the other side of the fence, but over. And K Riz is like, yo, come here next to me. So I came here next to him, and I was kind of just chilling, vibing with him and his crew. And then somebody called me and I was like, yo, what are you doing over there? Get over here. So I went backstage again, found that person. That person put me on the stage, like next to the stage. I'm touching, like I could touch feet, the Roots feet on stage. I was like,
The
wow. I was like
roots.
really close,
Mm-hmm.
and it was great. And then afterwards, went to the hotel. We're kind of lounging. We went. There was supposed to be an after party. At the after party, they were gonna have live shows. There was a Mexican mariachi band that was playing at the after party, so it wasn't like your regular dance
Sounds fun
party.
still.
It it was literally called Mariachi Ghost,
Okay.
the group, and I didn't realize they were mariachi band. I was like, they just dressed like a mariachi band. So I was like, look at this mariachi band over here.
They're like, yes,
And
correct.
they're like, the most terrifying thing is performing in front of a bunch of professional musicians. It's
I
like
could
everybody's
imagine.
critiquing. So when they started playing, I realized I was exhausted. So I went to the lobby, and I was in the lobby. The Roots started walking past us back and forth to the restaurant. So we took a bunch of pictures with different members of the Roots, and it was great. The only picture I didn't get a hold of was Quest Love.
Mm,
He seemed very tired and exhausted after playing drums for 2 hours straight. So
yeah.
it was great. I got a lot of phone numbers there, a lot of connections there. So it was really good.
That
Good
sounds
time.
amazing. And I do have to give a super huge shout out to T Fanny. Oh my gosh, I forgot the girl's name. I forgot that girl's name who was singing her heart out. You obviously, to Nigel the MC over here, to Arlo Maverick, to K Riz, to Nathan, to Barry, to all of these musicians that took the stage for this jam, this Riz Rhymes or what have you, this jam that they did on the stage, which was just all these different musical genres coming together at the same time.
Yep.
Absolutely phenomenal. It was incredible. It was a super duper cool time in music. There was like some First Nations drummers as well that were on stage doing drumming. There were all kinds of percussionists. There were, yeah, it was absolutely, it was spectacular. So, congratulations to you guys for just creating a moment. Big shout out to David Shepard.
Big shout out to David Shepard. Big shout out to Jonathan Depesh,
Mm-hmm.
who
Big
was
Johnny
there.
D.
He was there.
Yes. Also, big shout out to the tuba player in the Roots band because my God, do you run on the literal treadmill, on the Stairmaster probably with that tuba on? Because when I tell you, he was doing the things, he was doing the
Doing it.
steps. So that is it for that. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
And would I go again? I would not go again just to go again. I would go if there was someone that I liked that was headlining. I would absolutely buy a day pass and go again. But I wouldn't go if it was like, somebody that I didn't particularly care to see.
Yeah, I would definitely go again because, of course, I had a different experience than Nilo did. Nilo just went through the gate and had to
I
deal
was a
with the
regular
people.
person.
Yeah, I kind of was there, and they were like, "Mr. Williams,
He was
you
a
gotta go
he
over
was a
here. You gotta go
superstar
over here."
performing artist.
And they kind of took me and carted me everywhere. It was
Mhm.
great. That feeling was great, but also inspired a feeling of creativity. Like I need to get in the lab with a pen and a pad and start going. So
Okay.
I was literally there, and so I'm here now. I'm here right now, about to get started on that. So that was awesome.
Great.
Great.
Yeah, I think everybody walked away pretty. Even I, not on the artist side, walked away inspired for sure.
For sure.
Okie dokie. Thanks for listening to our adventures.
Yeah. So moving on from there, we have the Olympics opening ceremony. So while I was in Calgary, as soon as I got into the hotel or any restaurant that I went to, they played the opening ceremonies for the Olympics, and there were so many things to that.
It was so astronomically dramatic.
It was
I
very
think dramatic is the
French.
word. Okay, theatrical,
It was very French. So you had a lot of
perhaps.
the old French. They had this kind of mascot that wore a fencing mask but had a cape and
Mm.
armor, and he was walking through the Louvre, and he was on the bridge, and he was doing a bunch of stuff and jumping and parkour. He was doing
He looked like Assassin's Creed.
yes, he did quite a bit look like Assassin's
Like when
Creed.
he jumped like this.
He
Like Assassin's
he
Creed.
jumped off. He was swinging from
With
ropes.
one
He
foot
was
up.
crashing through different places. He was carrying the torch,
Also
which
Snoop Dogg as well.
Snoop Dogg was in there. He carried part of the torch because he's the one of the American liaisons for the Olympics.
Who knew that Snoop was an ambassador, liaison, or what have you? And also, who knew that this torch looked exactly like a big spliff in his hands when he
It
was carrying it?
it did look quite.
I'm like, is it always this shape? Is that usually like a torch, like what Lady Liberty has?
It's not
Or it's
every year it's different.
different shapes.
Yeah, every
Okay.
year it's different.
I thought it was like a torch.
One year, and they show you this. I think it was Barcelona that did it. I'm not sure, but they lit the end of it and then fired it off with an arrow, and the arrow went. And
I remember this.
And it lit up. That was one of the greatest years. The highlight of it.
Okay. And so, always actual, not always factual. They did something sacrilege, but if I was honest with you, I couldn't tell you what that is. Do you know what it is?
Yeah, they did quite a few things. They did kind of a mock of the Last Supper with Jesus.
Okay.
With the guy with the fencing as one of the people that was there.
What was wrong with that?
Just anything that depicts the Last Supper, according to the Catholic faith, is a problem.
I don't know, you guys. There's too many grade 3s and grade 4s painting nativity scenes and having Last Supper as a Catholic school for us to be worried about it.
Well, I mean, for a person who is in a faith-based organization and deals with it, I understand where people can get annoyed and feel like you are making fun of something that is part of their life and their belief system. Okay. So because it's part of that, I think that respect has to be given, and a lot more thought has to be gone and put into stuff like this, so that we're not saying that one. And I'm not talking about just Christianity. I'm talking about Muslim faith. I'm talking about Buddhists. Anybody who has a thought process, we have to be aware that people are people, and to create something about something that you're not a part of, and then make it into something that diminishes any part of that thing can be a problem, and you have to think about that before you do it, before you put it out.
I get it. I sometimes think that people do think about it, but maybe they didn't realize it would come off like that. Also, what I was actually particularly speaking to is the artistic depiction of the Last Supper has happened over, like, that's not new. It's so I guess that's where I'm like, oh, I'm surprised that would be like a problem. And rain for the first time in some amount of time.
Well, the thing about rain being in the opening ceremonies, a lot of countries like Seoul, who did it, who in when they had it in Seoul the last time, they did a cloud seeding to artificially dissipate the rain clouds or storm clouds from that area.
That's amazing.
So around that area, there were no storm clouds, but around the area, within a mile, they could have rain there and storms there. So we had a lot of very good running and stuff like that. And maybe the French might do that. They might do that in Paris, depending on the time frame. Like if they're doing an outdoor event, like sprinting.
You know? I don't know if Korea and Europe have the same rules towards like weather seeding and whatever.
Environmental.
Yeah, it's just general environmental.
Yeah.
Perhaps they do, perhaps they don't. I don't know. Perhaps. Yeah.
But speaking of tampering.
We're gonna talk about those cheating Canadians, cheating Canucks, as they call them.
So the Canadian Olympic team, which anybody who's ever watched this knows that I'm a huge fan of the Canadian Olympic team, and I'm a huge fan of where our uh, women's team has brought the sport for Canada and for the world to
Which sport are we
show
talking about, though? Basketball?
soccer.
Oh, soccer. Okay.
Yeah, we're talking about soccer.
Okay.
So on a global stage, and they've literally put this so that everybody now respects Canada. They literally did this under Sinclair, the leadership of the team captain Sinclair, and even got me to a point where I'm like, yo, I think my girls would be awesome on the Canadian Olympic team. I think they're if they keep going in the direction they're going, they'll be amazing on the Canadian Olympic team. My girls.
Mm-hmm.
So and they're only 12, and I'm like, yo,
Now's the time,
they
man.
could do this. They could do this.
Mm-hmm.
But
And they have the passion for it.
um,
So far,
they're children.
Yeah, kids change up.
So I'm not gonna. It's different because I have one child who's Naraya, who's like, I'm going to Europe.
Period.
To
Professional soccer player.
Like I want to be a professional soccer player. My girls are like, Dad, we like soccer. That's it. So that passion is different. I'm not saying it's not there. It's just different between the children. So at any time, I want to make sure that they're aware that they can change their mind. It's not going to affect me at all.
Right.
Which I've seen with other people that are close to me, family members and different other people who have kind of pushed and pushed and pushed and pushed till the children are like, I hate this sport.
Right.
And I'm definitely not trying to do this. It's got to be fun all the time.
Yeah, and as a parent, like watching your kid hate something that they're so freaking like physically talented at is tough, boy. It's a hard one.
It is very tough.
It's a hard one.
So what ended up happening with the Canadian Olympic soccer team women's division is that the coach has been accused allegedly of spying on other teams using drones. And so they, if you don't know what a drone is, it's not the drones that fire missiles with the military, but it's very close. It is a mechanical apparatus, quite like a helicopter, like a mini helicopter, that they could use. It has a camera with high definition, and they used it high above arenas to broadcast to different people and about different people about these women that are below. And they use it to find out what the strategies are and what they're going to do, when it comes down to the field. So they tracked it down. They realized that the coach was responsible, and they banned the coaches. And I think the team
they allow. Oh, did they
got
allowed
some sort of
minus 6 points?
Yeah, there it is, minus 6 points, which is huge. By the way, it is huge. Like you don't. If you're coming from a deficit, to get a gold is not going to be existent. It's going to be very, very hard to catch 6 points. You have to win every single game
by lots of points.
By a large margin. Yeah, you have to beat Brazil, who's a team to watch out for. You got to beat Germany because Germany's going to come with them big girls. Big girls going to elbow you in your face. You're going to have to beat Nigeria, which also is a team a force.
We got somebody scale here on the line just in time.
Okay, yeah. Okay.
I wish she could see herself. Raleighs, can you hear me?
Raleighs, are you able to hear us?
Hold on, how about now?
No, she's not.
You muted the guest. The guest has themselves muted.
So while you're dealing with that, we're gonna bring Raleighs up. She's gonna give us the Raleighs report. But as we're looking at the Raleighs report, or just as we're about to get set up with that, Canadian rankings. I can go over this real quick. We have 7 medals so far. One is a gold medal for judo. The other is a gold medal for the 400 individual race for swimming. And then we have a silver medal from the same person for the 400, but not the individual, but the 400, just a regular one. And then we have 3 bronze medals. I don't know what the bronze medals are for. And we have another silver as well. And I don't know what that silver is for, but I will find out. And it was great. And honestly, Canada's starting out like how we always start out. We're here to get medals and bring back
There we go.
that stuff. So it is going to be great. Yeah.
Look at your face, so pretty. All right, Raleighs, can you hear us?
She's got herself muted, but does she have
She has
muted?
herself muted.
But we might be muted too, so she doesn't have that, that noise.
Guest has themselves muted.
Mm-hmm.
You muted the guest. Guest has themselves muted. Okay.
Yeah, we were supposed to go over this. We'll try and figure this out maybe for next week to try and figure that out
Okay.
when we have time. Now we have her mode gone.
Yeah.
Oh, she chin gone. All right. What else do we got here? You want to talk about anything else for the Olympics, or we want to go straight to Raleigh's?
So for the Olympics, I wanted to talk about the Sudanese team having that drip on. Looking amazing. The Sudanese basketball team gave them American men's a run for their money. So I know they're coming right for them boys next. Also, as far as the whatchamacallit, we have Pommel Horse guy. Pommel Horse guy is a guy who literally his specialty is the pommel horse. The American team hasn't won since 2008, I think. So pretty much they got how many ever points they got. They brought him in as a specialist. That's the only thing that he did. He sat there being how do I say, meditative the whole time. And then when they called him, he came in and did the things.
Yeah. The guy has been compared to Peter Parker. He's been compared to Superman, Clark Kent.
Yeah.
And he literally has very thick glasses. I've been around a lot of people who have extremely thick glasses. And he said he did his thing, and when he came off, he decided to get on his phone, and his girlfriend said, "You wouldn't believe what's trending.
What has happened?"
Yeah.
Additionally, they said that they were like, "Oh, you take off your thing. Like, how do you do it up there?" He's like, "I can't see anyway, so." He just feels his way around. Somehow, some way, they're like, "Oh, this guy, he's legally blind." I'm like, he's not legally blind, but he's in there being like, "I'm doing it for all the people with glasses," which is hilarious.
Yeah. All the people who wear glasses.
Mm-hmm.
You got a hero out there, an American hero.
Yes. Okay, about Sharal here.
Okay. Hello. Miss Sharal. Well, okay. All right. we got a bird's eye view of Sharal. This is good.
I've said to her this 100 times.
It's almost as though she
all I'm doing is taking a picture of the screen and sending it to her, but I don't know if she can see it.
She can't see herself.
She can't see herself. No.
Which is interesting.
It is, actually. She can't see herself and she can't hear us.
Is she using her phone? Well, you know what? We'll figure this out this week.
Yes,
we'll figure it out this week.
What should we say?
It's fine now. She should just leave it where it is. Although it's frozen. And let's get her on the thing.
There we go. Oh, she looks very model. What a model face she has there.
Or sleepy. I don't know which one it is.
No, it's dreamy eyes.
Oh, dreamy is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Yes, not sleepy. Dreamy. Oh, there we go. There we go. Hey. Hey. She have her face close to she face too, boy. Yay.
Can you hear us, Raleighs? Bro. Guest has themselves muted.
Tell her to unmute and let's get started.
I did. I said unmute yourself.
I
Okay.
did this before. I just don't know what I did.
You did?
Yeah, I did this when we did it with our friend Olympian Neville Wright
Well,
and his people. I sure did.
I don't know if Raleighs can hear me. I think I'm going to play her thing from last week. And we'll figure this out during the week.
She definitely can't hear you.
Okay. She said she's going to call back.
Okay.
Let's try it.
All right.
Interview guests right here, so I should be able to hear her.
Or
we figure it out for next week.
What we could do is just finish off the scroll with the last of the topics and then move into that. If that's okay with you.
Okay. Raleighs, can you hear us?
Yes, I can.
Hello?
You can?
Yeah.
Okay. So
Can
you're
you
going to
see me
move
better?
your camera up a little bit.
Like
There
this?
we go. Perfect.
There you go.
Hold on.
Oh.
We're just going to finish off the rest of the scroll here, and then we're going to bring you in.
And I
But
have to
you're
hold it
still
like this forever
physically
because I can't
in.
find my damn
So-
side shot. Okay, no problem.
Everybody can see you. We just can't hear you. Yeah.
And everybody can hear you except for us.
Oh, no problem.
This would be a
Hello,
good
all.
game.
Try and guess
Yeah, we'd have to guess something.
what she said.
Okay.
Okay, let's keep going.
So the last couple things we have, Ashley Callingbull goes to Miss Universe as Miss Universe Canada. So she's the first Indigenous person to be Miss Universe Canada and represent Canada at the Miss Universe pageant.
Yeah.
I feel if she wins that she should represent Enoch Cree Nation. But if she loses, then she should represent Canada.
Well, I think she's going for Miss Canada. I understand what you think, but I think she's already.
It was
for
a joke because it's a
Which is
it's a
interesting.
sovereign nation. That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
Okay, we have so congratulations to her.
Yeah.
Her costume was like absolutely phenomenal. She was the eagle. So if you get a chance to look her up, I happen to follow her on something, probably TikTok or something. So I was able to see it, and I thought it was Miss Universe, but I guess it's Miss Universe Canada. So good for her.
It's Miss Universe Canada, and in November she will be going for Miss Universe, and that will be held in Mexico this year. So it's going to be interesting, and we're rooting for her as she represents all of the nation.
And speaking of Mexico and South Africa send firefighters once again. South African firefighters singing and dancing.
Yeah, first of all, what I would like to see the Mexican firefighters do a rendition, maybe a mariachi rendition, come with the
Something.
guitars. You know, come
A
in
flamenco dance.
Yeah. You know?
Right.
You know, they come in singing something like "Singing La Vida Loca." You know, they do
Listen.
something to come in there, right?
All I'm hoping,
you know,
I like
it
it.
would be good. But the South Africans came back. Here's the problem with this. The South Africans came the last time, which was great. They came
Guess
to
what
help
we
out,
didn't do?
and then the Canadians decided we're going to pay them under minimum wage.
It was like
And the
$4 an hour, you guys.
contract was terrible.
Yeah, so they went home,
So they
and
went
then
home.
they sent a whole new batch of people.
Not only did they go home, let's talk about this just for a second to remind the people. They put them in a little cot, and they couldn't move around. The cot was very uncomfortable in a big airplane hangar where they had to. Two of them escaped this environment and are at large right now,
Not at large.
running, running through Alberta, probably over.
Not at large, you
they,
guys.
they're, they escaped. They escaped the fire. They came to fight the fire. As soon as the smoke cleared, we couldn't find them.
Oh my
So,
God.
so
The
they're
smoke
gone.
didn't even clear. Everybody went home because Canada paid them terrible. Like,
It's true. And then the smoke actually affected everybody downwind. And
it's true.
that's not even a pun. That literally Toronto felt it, New York felt it.
It's true. It was like red in New York.
It was terrible.
They were like, "Oh, this is terrible." Everybody's wearing face masks, and then I'm just thinking about how we be raw dogging these fires all summer long, with our lungs just doing the work. Okay, we have
And then the South Africans came back.
This is a different batch. I
batch.
keep saying. I'm like this. Those last other ones. They said no, not me. You go.
You go this time.
You go this time. And then lastly, Syphillis making a comeback at the Calgary Stampede.
100%.
So apparently there was syphilis like on the rides themselves.
Yes.
And so people riding the rides, if you went to the Calgary Stampede and you went on the rides, you should go get tested.
They're
people are
actively
saying.
asking for testing. First of all, 17,000 people have been reported to have gotten syphilis between 2015 and 2023.
So it's on the rise.
It's on the rise. So now what they've noticed that 280 of those people have been infants who have got it just through physical touch of some sort.
Oh.
So what ends up happening is because of that, now we have to watch out because at the Calgary Stampede there was 1.4 million people this year.
Amele.
And probably spreading syphilis as they sat down with their cheeks out like Angel Reese over on these seats. And that's where we're at right now.
Why did you bring Angel Reese into this of all things? That's nothing to do with her at all.
It was a reference about cheeks.
Her cheeks? Okay. Yeah, so apparently, I don't know if you know this about Canada, you guys, but if you go get tested and let's say you come out positive for an STD, you may have learned this from Degrassi, you have to call or give them the number to all of the people that you have slept with, like recently since your last test, so that they actually contact them. That way, we don't have an epidemic or even a pandemic. We don't have an epidemic here. So this is what's happening. Alberta Health, AHS is being like, y'all, if you went there to that place, please be sure if you touched your seats with the cheeks, as Nigel said, to go get yourself tested. And that's all we have for the scroll. Do I do the timpani roll again?
You don't have to put it out again.
Okay, now we have Raleigh's here with Das What's Up. Now that we finally have her face properly in the camera. Thank you,
I'm
Raleigh.
here holding my hands. I'm like, oh God, I can't find my tripod. I can't find my tripod.
We definitely can't hear it. But
before you get started, I have to say a big happy birthday.
I want to say happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you.
I'll come to your key, don't worry.
And that, wow. How dare you?
Sorry, I was just in this key. I just come to yours and we match. That's all I'm saying.
Listen,
no shade,
happy
no
birthday
tea.
to your mama. That is what I was trying to say.
Mom, did you hear that? Mama's on right now on my phone.
Happy birthday to your mama.
Yeah.
Sherelle Leslie.
Sherelle Leslie's mom.
Yes, who just had a birthday. She was looking so pretty in her dress there.
She did look great.
So anyway, you can go on. We can't hear you. As I said, we don't have our headphones
can
on.
You turn? Is your thing? Can you hear through your computer? Is the volume on the physical computer?
Yeah, the volume's up.
Okay, but then we can't.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
It's alright.
All right.
You want to try
So I can
this?
get started.
Okay.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
All right.
This is Raleigh's.
Thank you. Thank you so much, everybody. It's good to be back. I was in Barbados, hence I'm speaking in the sunshine here, so still feeling blessed with that. So we want to get down to it. Today is the groove and vibe that was brought to you by Rogue Mofit. So if you guys don't know, starting on Wednesday and every Wednesday, September 4th, at the code YAG 11602 119th Street, will be the Groove and Vibe courtesy of Regmo Fit, which is the reggae modern fitness. And that's brought to you by Cocktails and Jerks. So make sure you guys come down there and support that. As Keston and his guys, they're bringing you reggae classes, dancehall, and exercise in a different and fun way. So make sure you guys get out and join there. It's dropping classes are $20 and four class packs for $60. Info at cocktailsandjerk.ca is the email transfer if you are interested in going. Please head on down again. That is to the code YEG 11602 119th Street. Also started last Sunday is the patio season kickoff with Alliance Sound. That was last Sunday at Sauce. So make sure you guys check that out as we are winding down patio season. As you see, the days are getting kind of so we got to make sure we take full advantage of that. That goes on at Sauce every Sunday. They have a different DJ just for you, different drink specials. Make sure you guys come on down. And that is at Sauce, and that's official patio season starting from 5 to 10 p.m. And believe it or not, we are now how many days away from the 40th anniversary of Care West. So things are out, things are booming. And that's Care West Festival celebrating 40 years from the 9th to the 11th. So make sure you guys come on down. We are first starting off with the costume extravaganza, and that going down at Churchill Square. And that is starting at 5 o'clock. It's going to be early setting, so make sure you guys get out there early, enjoy yourself, get your seats, and the official program will take place at 7 p.m. So make sure you guys come and join that, and that's from 5 till 11 p.m. The costume extravaganza. I will be performing there, so come and join me and others as we guys compete. I'm doing the individual female, so make sure you guys come on down to see me and the other bands, of course. Also, we have the events coming up. So August 9th is the Foam Fete Juve. And so that's courtesy of YAG 20 Fetters. Anybody who is in the mass band, make sure you guys contact me. I have the tickets starting off at $35 for regular admission and $25 for all the people who are participating in the mass band. So make sure you guys hit me up. Also, August 10th, Island Rave is back, brought to you by ETR Events as well as YG Training Fetters. I will have the tickets live on location for both events that I mentioned at this year's Heritage Festival, which again, that takes place this weekend. So make sure you guys come out to Heritage Days. I will have the tickets for both of those events. And Island Rave tickets are $50, and I have those original physical copies, again, which will be available at Pavilion number 7, which is the Barbados booth. And again, Heritage Days is on this weekend, so make sure you guys come out and support that. And that goes down live at Borden Park. Also, too, Cocktails and Jerks is still looking for volunteers. So if you guys want to volunteer, please reach out to Cocktails and Jerk on IG, and they'll be able to help you guys out. And you'll be giving back to that amazing festival. Also, too, on August 10th, that is Problem Child. That goes down at the Radisson Hotel. So if anybody's interested in going to Problem Child as well, that's another amazing fete that will be happening for August 10th for the Care West Weekend Festival. So make sure you guys come out and support. And last but not least, we have the Sip and Sale August 31st, and that's courtesy from 780 Events. I too will have tickets for that. Tickets for that boat ride is $65. So make sure you guys contact me or any of your 780 Events representation. So yeah, a lot going on. Care West time, 40 years. Make sure you guys come out and celebrate with us. It's been a long journey. They have a lot in store. If you didn't hear, Patrice will be live at the square amongst other amazing competitions, amazing steel pans. I mean, like a lot of great things happening. So make sure you guys log on to Care West to check all the schedules. I am Raleigh's Reports, and that's what's up.
It's not on.
All right. Hello. All right. Hi. Did you mention the Black Business Expo?
Black Business Expo. Yes, you're right. August 24th. I apologize for that. August 24th will be the Black Business the Black business info. Yeah, that'd be on right there too. So make sure you guys come and check that out. If you have any information, you can log on to their Instagram, and that's going to be an amazing time as well.
Okay, fantastic. Thank
Thank you.
you. That's Raleigh's here on the Raleigh's report. That's what's up with Raleigh's. We got a lot of things. She talked about a lot of things there. So you kind of pick your poison, what you're going to go to if you can't get to it all. So you're going to go to Kara West, she talked about, and there's so many other things as well. Also, Poetry Slam on August the 17th. You can go into my Instagram, Nigel the MC, and then register on Eventbrite if you want to attend that. And there's also Jolliffe and Jerk on the 17th earlier that day, which I will also be there as well.
Okie dokie
Okie dokie schmokie.
Yeah, let's move it along.
Move it
We're moving along into the portion we call the wait.
Green.
Green. Okay, what you watching?
Okay, so definitely started watching the boys. I literally ended this season of the boys, which was full of ups and downs with the boys. Very gory, but the storyline did progress as we went along. And it was very interesting because there's a lot of spoilers for those who haven't watched it before, where you find some characters that were in the first season making another stab into this season.
Okay.
And they play a pivotal part on how things are going. And you also see that people are dying that you might have gotten attached to.
Oh, so wow.
Very much something that you have to be aware before you start watching.
I am currently putting my tiny little tippy toes in to that dragon show. But I want to talk about Club Shay because today, LL Cool J was on Club Shay.
Okay.
He has a new album coming out. He has a new song with Saweetie. One of the things I didn't love about it is it feels like he's trying to make himself relevant instead of being like, I'm already relevant. You can tell that he sort of feels, maybe because he hasn't put anything out in a while, he hasn't been on the world stage. I don't think he himself feels relevant. So it was an interesting interview. So definitely check that out. Club Shay Shay's got a lot of the interviews these days since Kat essentially did that whole thing. They were posting online the other day an argument with Shannon Sharpe and the other guy in the Undisputed, that show that he used to be on. That white guy. What's his name? Skip Bayless.
Skip.
Yeah, so they were like, this is the point when he knew who was done. When Skip said he was jealous, like he was critiquing some football players, Skip was like, you're just jealous. He's like, why would I be jealous? I've been the Hall of Fame. I have this many Super Bowls. I have da-da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
But
he got angry.
He was so angry.
He wasn't just down. He was angry.
Yeah. So they said that's when he was done. That's what I was saying. That's when he was done with it. So anyway, congratulations to all those guys.
Yeah, I understand LL Cool J's feelings of irrelevancy because for a person like me who has not produced one single album at all, to see another generation coming up with brand new material and art, you wonder if your art will be relevant to this new viewpoint. There are a lot of people around you that try to make it, that seem to feel that an older viewpoint is outdated. And so when you think about a new generation coming in to take over and do a bunch of stuff, which they should, and you haven't even crossed that platform, it is something that you think about often. Now, LL Cool J, who has crossed the platform, he's made multi-platinum albums, and then has been off doing what is it, lip sync battle, and he's been doing
Rock the Bells
Rock the
also is his
Bells.
thing. Yeah.
I mean, he's been doing it for a long time,
and he has
doing
the
it well.
XM station.
Yeah.
Which is also Rock the Bells.
Yeah.
Also, stick a pin in this. Congratulations to Sincere from Calgary. Just got her song played on Rock the Bells radio. She opened for you on Arlo's release.
Oh, yeah.
So big shout out to their whole team.
But that right there is why I feel like El Cool J might feel like
he has to fight for relevance. Yeah,
he's here to prepare the way for the younger ones, like his art. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like his art might not be as relevant.
He feels like it's very relevant. So I'm gonna listen to it and tell you guys about next week. Okay. Speaking of listening, what have you been listening to, sir?
I have been listening to Leon Timbo. Timbo has a song that goes, "Love's not supposed to hurt," and it's a song about him going through a divorce, and his baby girl, which he has, comes to him and says, "Dad, why does love feel the way it does, and why don't more people try?" So he sings a whole verse, and the verse is so calming and nice that it almost borders on sadness, and it's very guitar driven, acoustic guitar driven, and I've just had it on repeat because musically it's amazing, and the lyrics go with it, and it drums up feelings. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what's been on my radio play. What about you?
I've been listening to Lil Wayne and Tunchi. I mean, Lil Wayne is Tunchi. I've been listening to Tunchi and 2 Chainz. Tunchi and Titty Boy, if you will. They have an album together called College Grove, Welcome to College Grove, which I'm so late on, but absolutely 10 out of 10. I love a slow marinated hip hop king, you know? It's like a good whiskey, whatever that means for whiskey people. But anyway, yeah, it's really good. It's, grown people, and I appreciated it. It was really cool. So nice. Check it out.
All right.
I know I'm late, but I'm there, you guys. I'm there.
Fantastic.
Okay, is it a word?
Now we're moving on to a word.
Bird's the word.
Mm-hmm.
It's me?
It is.
Okay, you guys. Well, this, what I want to tell you is that there's rarely anything you can do to beat or escape from capitalism, which we're all suffering from right now. And so you really have to, regardless, you have to figure out how, but as long as you physically can figure out how, you have to actually force yourself to take those times off, take those respite, take those breaks. And you might find out that all kinds of doors and all kinds of opportunities and things open when you actually have a time to go sharpen your axe, to literally put down your work, put down your craft, and go and have a chance to be creative, be around creativity, be around nature, ground yourself, and do all the things that it takes to really, it's the whys. Why do you do this? And the why, and the this is living. Why are we alive? Why do we go to work? We do all this stuff really to enjoy life. And sometimes it feels like we're so busy doing that stuff that we can't enjoy life. And that's really about what this word is about. That sometimes you're going to have to force that enjoyment, do those things, make it happen for yourself, despite it all.
Despite it all.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. Sometimes you got to make it happen for yourself, despite it all.
All right, everybody. Thanks for joining us on this week's Black Multiverse Theory podcast. We will see you again next week, probably earlier. See you then.
Wonderful.